Alrighty, guys, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. Hope everyone is doing well out there. Glad to have you guys here for another update on the tropics and everything else going on in severe weather world. But anyways, let's go ahead and get on into it. I'm going to pull up my chat here so I can actually see y'all. Let's see here. Go ahead and bring this up. But what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. We got Misty, we got Melanie, we got Crystal, we got Darian. Hope you guys are doing good. Glad to have y'all here. So, latest update just came out here on the tropics. We're going to hop over here to the latest cone. So, the Hurricane Center has now issued advisories. Basically, the last update, which is advisory, I think 20... What is it? Does it say? I don't even think it shows what advisor it was. Here, let me look. Advisory 22A. 22A. So a new advisory just got issued here at 8 o'clock p.m., so we just got some new information on it. Storm is still a tropical storm, sustained winds of 60 miles per hour. We're obviously gusting a little higher out there overall. And that central pressure has actually dropped a little bit since yesterday's update. So we do have a little bit more of a dropping pressure, which is indicating that we are seeing basically a strengthening storm here. So right at the current moment, the storm is pretty much just stalling out for the most part. It's literally just kind of sitting there over, just off the coast of South Carolina. You can kind of see the center here in the top right, basically here where the radar is at. You can actually see here that the center is just off the coast of South Carolina currently. It's just stalling. It's not really moving. It's just kind of sitting there. Latest movement here, you can see on that little graphic I put up in the top right. Current movement right now is moving to the north-northwest at 3 miles an hour. So she's moving pretty slow. It's not really a fast-moving storm, but we are continuing to see a lot of heavy rain. We do actually got a tornado warning in effect just on the outskirts of Wilmington, North Carolina here, towards Leland, towards Sandy Creek and northwest. That is where we have this. Going back here in a few scans, you can kind of see there's a little area of rotation right in here, just west of Wilmington, northwest of Silver Lake. Looks like that rotation is continuing to move to the northwest towards Leland, Sandy Creek, and northwest. So if y'all are out there towards that region near Wilmington, make sure you guys are inside of your shelter until further notice. We do got a lot of flash flood warnings in effect all throughout the area here as well. So we'll definitely need to be looking out there for flooding, as we're still seeing a ton of rainfall out of this storm. That's actually been the main problem overall with the storm system here. It's just a lot of flooding, due to the storm pretty much just kind of sitting there, not really moving a whole bunch. It's just really stalling out, dumping rain after rain. It's just pretty crazy. So, but yeah, once again, also the people out there towards Wilmington, North Carolina, like I said, we have a tornado warning in effect out here. This is out there towards Leland, Sandy Creek, and northwest. This is literally a town called Northwest. So make sure you guys are inside of your shelter until further notice here. Let's see here. Hope says, any idea on Morrisville, North Carolina? What do you mean by any idea? Like what you can expect? Well, obviously, a lot of North Carolina is expecting a lot of rainfall here currently. Let's go and hop you all over here to the rainfall projections here. We're going to take a look at that. This is the latest and greatest outlook here from the National Hurricane Center. Weather Prediction Center has actually put out a pretty good amount of rain out there towards the Blue Ridge Mountains. Some areas could even see 6 to 8 inches of rainfall out there. Now, for a lot of North Carolina here, we're in some pretty deep rain here. We are expecting a good amount. 2 to 4 inches of rainfall throughout like South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. A couple isolated pockets up there towards New England too, which might be able to pick up maybe 4 to 6. But as you can see, the majority of New England here is in the dark green, which is going to be shooting us right around 2 to 4 inches of rainfall overall across this dark green area. So really a good amount of rain is expected out in these regions overall. So we'll have to definitely look out there for that. We're going to go ahead and hop our way back over here to the official cone. So this is the latest cone regarding everything. So right now, storm, she is sustained at 60 miles an hour. So she's kind of a mid-level tropical storm. There's a little bit of problems with the storm right now. Obviously, it has a bit of dry air. It's been kind of fighting with a bit of dry air here for a little bit. As you can kind of see out there towards the core of the storm, right in here, there's a bit of dry air, which is kind of, keeping the storm, not necessarily completely intact. So she's struggling a bit, but it's starting to kind of pick its pace back up a little bit. But it's literally a lost cause because it's right on the coastline, and it's bound to make landfall here pretty soon, once again over land, and that'll be its final time. So we are expecting landfall to occur early tomorrow morning, as now it is moving towards the coast here, just literally off the coast of South Carolina. I mean, we are literally not far at all from the edge of this thing here. I mean, literally, if we did a little bit of a measurement here, the core is right in here. We're only about 25 miles away from the coast here, so she's pretty close. She's pretty close to the coast. So, yeah, those, obviously, the areas right now are experiencing a lot of their worst right now. We're already starting to get, obviously, tropical storm force winds out there overall. Crystal, coming with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Crystal. I appreciate that. Say, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe. Thank you, Crystal. I deeply appreciate that. Very, very nice of you. Thank you, thank you. Very, very sweet. But yeah, like I said, she's going to continue moving inland here, and by tomorrow afternoon, so right around 2 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern time, she'll still be a tropical storm, still forecasted to be sustained around 45 miles an hour with gusts up to 60. Right now we're sustained at 60, so there's constant winds in the core around 60 miles an hour with higher gusts. Right now we're obviously gusting probably right around 70 miles an hour. According to the Hurricane Center here, so we're gusting pretty good right now, overall. Could this storm be delayed? Hold on. Let's see what. So weather says, could this storm be delayed? Move out until Monday. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Well, right now it's moving. So obviously you're talking about Monday. Today is Wednesday, so that's still a little ways away. By the time of Monday, shoot, what day is Monday? Today's the 7th, which is Wednesday. So Monday would be the 12th. Yeah, by the time we get to the 12th, this storm will already be way gone. Yeah, I'm not entirely too sure what you're trying to say there. But anyways, but yeah, so like I said, we're expecting that landfall again tonight. That's whenever that's going to occur. Overall, we'll definitely be keeping an eye out there for that. Yeah, landfall is going to be sometime around like 2 a.m. roughly. Melanie says, what's the latest projections for the next few days as it moves north? So yeah, that's kind of what we were talking about here. If we hop on back over to the main thing here. So as we approach our way into the morning tomorrow, or sorry, the afternoon of tomorrow, storm's going to be sustained, around 45. So she's still a tropical storm tomorrow afternoon. And it's expected to have gusts around 60 miles an hour as we get our way up there towards kind of like northern South Carolina here overall. And then, of course, we continue to drag our way to the north here. And as we approach the morning of the 9th, which would, I believe, would be, what is that, Friday morning? Pretty sure Friday morning. Early Friday morning, she'll officially be downgraded into a tropical depression. Meaning that it is no longer a tropical storm, and that the winds are going to be sustained around 35, which is under, obviously, tropical characteristic. So, yeah, 35 sustained with gusts up to 45 overall. And then it's going to roll through the Blue Ridge in Virginia. It's going to cause a good amount of, obviously, a good amount of rainfall out there. We took a look at the rainfall totals. We're going to bring up for you guys again. And you can see that we are expecting a pretty hefty amount out there, especially in the Blue Ridge, like I was talking about. Some areas could easily see, 4 to 6 inches of rainfall, which that certainly is a good amount of rain out there. And that's, obviously something that we're going to need to watch out for is flooding, especially if you're in a prone area for flooding. We do have a pretty big risk out there for flooding overall. We do have a high risk out there towards basically south central Virginia. That's for the next 3 days overall. And of course, we do have that flooding threat going all the way up there towards even the New England and up there in the far north. So that is that. Actually, let's go and hop over here to Stat 1. I'm going to bring y'all over here. Let's go ahead and pause that on that last frame. Seems to be glitching a little bit. But yeah, like I said, the storm's not really completely centered around the core of the storm. As you can tell, she's having a little bit of problems. Like I said, there's a lot of dry air that's been getting into the storm lately, which is just keeping it mostly spotty in some spots. Hopping back over here to radar view, you can actually see that on the radar. We do have a lot of heavy rain down there towards southern North Carolina, just shy of Wilmington, or right near Wilmington, which, yeah, that's causing a lot of rain and everything like that going on out there. We've even got flash flood warnings in effect for Wilmington, see East Arcadia. We even do have a tornado warning in effect as well that we have been watching out there towards northwest, towards Leland, as well as Sandy Creek there. So that's that. Is there any chance that Eden, North Carolina is seeing tornadoes as per friend? So tornado-wise, we do have a threat across eastern North Carolina, which we'll go ahead and bring that up here. So regarding today's threat here overall, the greatest potential is going to be down there towards like southern North Carolina. 2% does extend into the eastern sides, which I'll go ahead and turn on these little markers here so that we can take a look at that. But that does include like Wilmington, some of those areas nearby could see maybe a couple tornadoes overall. Now, you said, here, let's go ahead and bring this over here real quickly. I need to bring up my little search thing. You said for where? For Eden, North Carolina. That is, no, that's outside the tornado risk area. So you're good. The core of the storm is going to be passing over or near your area, or near that area. I believe the tornado threat will continue inland over the next couple of days. Let's actually take a look at tomorrow's tornado risk out there real quickly. Let's go ahead and move this back. I'm going to go ahead and fix this real quick. There we go. But yeah, let's go ahead and bring up our day 2 outlook for tornadoes. So yeah, that will continue up into Virginia. We got a 5% out there towards like Richmond and some of like south central Virginia overall. So that we'll have to look out there for a while. And that tornado threat also does lead its way up there into northern Virginia as well. So that is that. So we'll continue watching out for that there overall. As like I said, tornadoes will be a problem for the inland areas here as well. Hold on one second. I'll move some things. Got some things in my way here. But yeah, so tornadoes will continue to be a concern into tomorrow across portions of Virginia and the eastern and central portions of North Carolina overall. So let's see. Can we see Category 3 late August in the Outer Banks? There's no way of telling, honestly. We don't know. If we could obviously tell that, we would alert people a lot sooner. But obviously, yeah, there's no way of knowing if we're going to have anything like that. Like I said, we don't even know where any of these other storms are going to make landfall in the future. If we did, we would obviously be warning them ahead of time as soon as we knew. But yeah, there's simply no way of telling that far out. Matter of fact, you guys, I do actually want to take you all over here to one of my other screens here. We actually got to take a look at the tropics. We have another area we're watching, actually. Let's go ahead and hop you over here to the ensembles. Take a look at those. Matter of fact, I'll just bring them over here. So there's actually more activity in the future if I was to go ahead and loop this for you guys. So we work our way down in time. Obviously, there's Debby going off to the northeast, but then we start to notice some more ensembles. Look at this, possibly 2 waves here pulling up to the northwest, and then another one here to the west. So we might have another couple storms heading up here towards mid-August. So for mid-August here, within the next couple of weeks, I would not be surprised if we have some good amount of tropical activity out here in the Atlantic. But yeah, it looks like there's another storm to follow. This is right around the 16th, which obviously is pretty daggone far away. But yeah, certainly an area we need to watch out for. There was another storm that we were watching in the Caribbean, but that's pretty much lost all of its potential. It really doesn't really have much of a chance of developing from here on out. So that's good news. But yeah, we'll definitely need to keep an eye out there for that, as another storm is possible coming into pretty much next week. We could have another system we're watching. So I'm still not sure on where that's going to end up. Obviously, there's really no way of telling this early in time, but we will keep you posted. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look here back at this tornado warning. We got a warning in effect here. Go ahead and readjust my chair here. We do got a tornado warning in effect. This is out there towards Wilmington, just west of Wilmington. This includes Leland, Sandy Creek, and Northwest. So this is a tornado warning that's in effect here. Looks like a lot of the rotation has kind of stopped for the most part. It definitely does look a lot better overall. So that is good, but we still have that warning in effect, which that will remain in effect here until the next 12 minutes. So we got ourselves about 12 more minutes left. And, like I said, with that storm just kind of sitting there, kind of just stalling out, it's basically going to be, just persisting a tornado threat overnight for a lot of these areas. So that's something we'll need to watch out for. Surging, thankfully, has gone down quite a bit. Let's go and hop you back over here. So as of now, about 1 to 3 foot of storm surges maximum overall. So out of the storm, we've already dealt with with the most of it. So that is certainly good news. A lot of our storm surge is pretty much mostly done with, but we still do got 1 to 3 foot of storm surge for portions out there along the North and South Carolina coasts here. All the way from Foley Beach, all the way up here from South Carolina, going all the way up there towards the Ocracoke. I think that's how you say that. The Ocracoke area. Let's see. So from Foley Beach to South Santee River to Ocracoke Beach, Ocracoke Inlet is where it's at. Oh shoot! Hold on. Let me see if I can. My camera went out here. Let me wiggle. Sometimes I gotta wiggle the wire for it to come back on, and then I gotta refresh it. There we go. Dude, I swear, dude, my camera setup's running on like duct tape and WD-40 right now. I ain't even gonna lie. Like the end prong is bent. I've been needing to get a new cable. But anyways, but yeah, we still got that tornado warning in effect here. We just definitely need to look out there for. If you know anybody out there by Wilmington, give them a heads up, because it's certainly a possibility that we could be seeing that tornadic activity out there. Although, like I said, the rotation does look a bit better. It's not as intimidating as it was previously. You can see right there. Had a little couplet there. No debris signature though, which is good news. So nothing confirmed out of that. Definitely a lot of rain out there, I tell you. Yeah, I mean, look at that big band of rain out there. That is just piling up rain after rain. Just really allowing for those to pick up quite a bit. Let's see here. Got these little indicators here. Up to 6 inches of rain. Additional up to 2 inches possible. Yeah, certainly is quite a bit of rain out there. Let me actually, there's a map I can pull up for you guys that I'm actually really curious on looking at. It actually shows the observed precipitation. Oh god, here, this ought to be good, y'all. Oh lordy, okay, yeah. Let me go ahead and bring this over here for you guys. This is quite interesting. Have I done any storm chasing? No, the storm's been chasing me, though. Nah, I don't really do a lot of storm chasing, honestly. I'm just more of a computer weather nerd. So yeah, look at that big streak of rain, dude. So there was a lot of rain that actually fell across Florida. There are some places out there by Tampa that reported like over 15, like 16 inches of rain out there, and of course that did continue up further up into the Carolinas at this point in time. But I mean, like, look at that. That is just ridiculous. That is just a lot of rain. There you go. Keep it there so you guys can see the color table too. I mean, it's just so much rain, and you know, the problem is that for those coastal areas too, when we did see the storm surge and everything like that, we also did see, you know, all this rainfall on top of that. So there was a big flooding concern, you know, for the coastal areas, which has been just devastating for these regions here, and that's unfortunately not really going anywhere anytime soon. Because that threat's going to continue up into the north. Actually, we got that moderate flood threat out there. You guys can see extending all the way down from basically southern South Carolina, going all the way up there towards Vermont and northern New York State. There overall. Here's the latest cone. Obviously, the dark blue is showing tropical storm warnings. Obviously, tropical storm conditions is expected across those regions there. She's, like I said, she's about to make landfall. She's about to. Tonight is when the landfall is expected. Right around 2 a.m. or so is when the Hurricane Center has the storm officially making landfall in South Carolina. So we'll have to see about all that. But I'm going to go ahead and bring you all over here to meso analysis real quickly. I do want to take a look at that real quickly. Hopping over to meso analysis. So yeah, you can see the center of the storm is just off the coast of South Carolina. You see the isobars there, and the central isobar is, you know, right in there. That's where the core is. Now, over the next couple of hours, that is going to work its way up here to the northwest. Is this the second or third landfall? This is the second landfall. The first landfall took place in the Big Bend of Florida. It made landfall somewhere in here. And of course continued, and then kind of went off, and then now it's going to turn back and go up to the north. Right now she's moving very slow. Like I said, I have my the information in the top right there, the latest 8 p.m. advisory that just came out not long ago. But yeah, no, that right there, I mean, we're sustained at 60, which is middle level tropical storm. Central pressure's down to 994, which that is pretty big drop since yesterday. I think yesterday we were still over 1,000, I think 1,001 millibars. Let's see, how is that possible? It should be a tropical depression by the time it gets past Virginia. Yeah, it will be. It will be. Let's see here, let me bring this over here for you. Oh, wrong screen. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hop you over to this view here. So that blue circle you see there, that means it's a tropical depression. So it'll be a tropical depression as it goes through North Carolina. It's going to remain a tropical storm throughout South Carolina until it reaches the state line there. But yeah, but regardless of it being a tropical storm or a tropical depression, there's still going to be a lot of rainfall with it. That's been kind of the whole problem of this storm since day one. It's never really been that bad of a windstorm per se. I mean, obviously, yeah, there was some real strong winds in it, and it did cause some damage. But, the thing is, though, is that this storm is mostly a problem with the rainfall, the amount of wetness that's in the storm, especially with the storm stalling like it's been doing over there towards the Carolinas. Stalling meaning that it's been losing its forward momentum, meaning the whole system is just slowing down. Not the strength per se, but the motion of the storm, where it's moving towards. That's been slowing down to where the storm's just kind of sitting over one area and not really moving. And that just piles up a bunch of rain. And that's why we had such a massive problem with rainfall. And like I said, even for Florida, I mean, I'm down here in Florida, Central Florida, and we got 6 inches of rain here where I'm at in Polk County. That's a lot of rain. it's not as much as a lot of you other guys have been feeling, but still, that is a lot of rain for one area to take. That's not normal amounts. That's certainly a lot. But yeah, anyways, that rainfall is going to continue up there to the north, out there towards like central, towards mid-Atlantic, and up there towards the northeast overall. But yeah, so awesome. Yes, this thing will be a depression by the time it does get to the Carolina, by the time it gets to Virginia, after going through North Carolina, it will be. But yeah, so hopping back over to meso analysis, yeah. So one of the things is that our lower level winds, is you can kind of see up there just off the coast of North Carolina, these lower level winds here, they are just kind of battering the coast, and so what that's going to do is that's going to give you a setup for tornadoes, in which, once again, if we hop over to radar, we do an active tornado warning in effect. It actually just got canceled. But yeah, so there's going to be a tornado environment tonight, throughout portions of North Carolina off the coast. So we'll have to watch out for some tornadoes, as that will be a bit of an issue overall. Yeah, so we'll need to keep an eye out there for that. Like I was mentioning beforehand, there's a bit of dry air that's getting into the core and the bottom portion of the storm in general. You can kind of see that it's pretty calm. It's pretty calm. There's not a lot going on down there. The winds are still there. That wind field is still there, but precipitation's a lot more lighter. But it's obviously heaviest up there towards that northern side overall. Joyce says we learned the hard way in 2003, coastal Virginia. Big, consistent rain makes any wind much more damaging. That is true. Super saturated grounds and moderate winds can do a ton of damage. You are 100% right about that. Yeah, so if you get a lot of rain, it loosens up the ground, which, even light winds can, uproot trees and, cause a big issue. So that's also been a really big problem, with this system in general, is just, the loosening of the ground, and of course, those winds. I mean, still being in tropical storm and Category 1 force up there towards Florida. Oh shoot, my camera went out again. Okay, I'm gonna leave it off for now. We'll get that fixed in a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I mean, that just loosens up the ground, and basically just allows for, it makes trees easier to come down overall. So that's kind of a thing. Okay, but yeah. Anyways, actually, you know what? We're just gonna throw up our main view here. Let's see. I do need to update something real quickly, you guys. Let's go ahead and update this one panel here. But yeah, anyways. But yeah, no, I'm glad that you mentioned that, Joyce. That is 100% right. That is definitely 100% correct. Is that these things, especially a storm like this, can just pile up a bunch of water, and then just the winds could easily, take it off. But anyways, yeah, like I was saying, guys, if you're just now tuning in, first of all, welcome. Hope you're doing good. So yeah, we are expecting landfall of the storm to happen tonight, right around 2 a.m. Eastern time. It's going to be making landfall over South Carolina, just north of Charleston. Between Charleston and Myrtle Beach is where the landfall is going to take place tonight. I mean, it's already right next to land, so we're kind of already feeling some of those heavy effects. But yeah, so as we approach our way tonight, a little bit more strengthening as possible. We could have around 65 by the time we approach landfall. Obviously, right now on the advisory, we have 60 as of the 8 p.m. advisory. You guys can see over here. But yeah, in the future here for tonight, she's going to be sustained around 65 with gusts up to 75 potentially. Then we move our way inland. And as we approach our way out there towards Florence, South Carolina, that's right around where the storm's going to be around noon, kind of right there near 2 p.m. Eastern. At that point in time, we'll still be a tropical storm, but we'll definitely have lost a lot of its strength. She'll be sustained around 45 with gusts up to 60. Okay, so that's for tomorrow afternoon. There for Thursday. Now, as we work way up here to the north, here for basically Friday morning, 2 a.m. for Friday morning, we're going to be down to a depression. So she's no longer going to be a tropical storm by Friday morning. It'll be sustained around 35, which to be classified as a tropical storm, you have to have sustained winds of 40 miles an hour or greater. Until you get to 74. So from 40 to 74 miles an hour, that is a tropical storm. And like I said, 35 would knock it down below tropical storm status to a tropical depression overall. So, but yeah, so as we approach our way for the morning here for Friday, it's going to be downgraded to a tropical depression. Don't get me wrong, there's still going to be a lot of potential for tornadoes. And excessive rainfall, that's going to be the main concern still. Even knowing that it's no longer a depression even knowing that it's no longer a tropical storm at that point in time, it'll still, like I said, she'll still be producing all kinds of hazards, so don't let that distract you. Then, of course, we continue our northeasterly departure, or movement here, I should say. And as we approach our way here for the afternoon here of Friday, for the 9th, as we approach our way through Virginia, it'll be a post-tropical cyclone. So the difference between a tropical cyclone and a post-tropical is, there's a couple of things. In this case, obviously it's not over water. So, typically a storm would go post-tropical if it heads into cooler waters. But since there's no waters, basically we're just saying that the main low pressure of the storm is going to be so much dismantled, it'll no longer be having tropical characteristics. Therefore, it's just a strong low pressure system at that point in time. Anyways, but yeah, so that'll be there for the afternoon of Friday. Not much weakening is expected. Still around 35 sustained with gusts up to 45 overall. But yeah, then we continue working our way up there to the northeast. And honestly, really not going to lose a lot of strength as this thing kind of turns in from a tropical to a post-tropical cyclone. So it's basically just going to kind of restructure itself into a normal low rather than a tropical low. And then, of course, continue kicking up to the northeast here, which eventually it'll heads up towards New Brunswick. And eventually out there, just north of Newfoundland, not really losing much strength at that point. But yeah, so once again, tonight landfall, 2 a.m., sustained around 65 expected on landfall. Right now she's sustained at 60. So a little bit of strengthening is expected here tonight as we approach our way for basically pretty much Friday morning, late tomorrow, so late Thursday night, early Friday morning. The storm will be downgraded from a tropical storm to a tropical depression. And then, of course, as we approach our way out there throughout Friday into, throughout Friday, the storm at some point will be transitioned from a tropical depression to a post-tropical cyclone overall. So that's kind of where we're standing. So that's the latest guidance there. But once again, everybody, I hate to tell you this, but there's another storm. Yeah. Even though we're done with this one, it's kind of at the end of its life cycle here. There's another one that we might be seeing here in the Atlantic. Let's go and hop you guys back over here to the ensemble. So this is the latest, the ECENS ensembles. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have another storm that could roll through. Obviously, this is Debby over here, showing those ensembles go up to the northeast. But then you watch right here, another group of ensembles start to appear, and then they start tracking to the north. Now, obviously, this point in time is showing a northerly movement. This is about a week away. So this is way too early to tell, but the thing that we need to focus on is that it's actually showing another storm forming. That's all we can take from this right now. We cannot say, oh, well, it's definitely going to go up the coast. That's false, because, the thing is, guys, is that we thought this system in general was going to go up the coast as well, and that was much, much sooner than to what we're looking at now with this storm. So obviously, there's still a lot of things that we need to figure out, but there's another storm and possibly even another one behind that. So we're going to head into a very active time period here for basically middle to late August. Then, of course, we got September, which is the king of hurricane season. That is whenever basically the tropics are the most active at that point in time. So obviously that's going to be a little bit of a problem. So once again, by mid to late this month, we are going to have a lot more activity in the tropics. as we're already starting to see countless signals. Climate Prediction Center has also picked up on this as well, saying, hey, there's going to be some more activity here in the Atlantic coming up here. I wish I had that graphic to show you. I was actually looking at it earlier on Twitter throughout the CPC, Climate Prediction Center's overall outlook. But yeah, between that and, Ensemble starting to show some crazy pulses, kind of for mid-month, it's going to get active, guys. This basically, Debby was like opening the gates for more storms to head up. So that's unfortunately the reality here. And like I said, as we approach to next week, don't be surprised if we have one or more named storms. So it would not be impossible. Let's see here. Lauren says, lack of cell and Wi-Fi electric are worrisome. Nearest cell tower stores 5 to 6 miles away. June got knocked out. Let's see, July came pretty quick. August, here we are. Yeah, it's honestly crazy, though, like how quick the time is flying, dude. I mean, I remember not long ago, it was just became hurricane season. I mean, look, we're already... we're heading up towards already the halfway point of August. I mean, we're already 1 week in, heading into the second week of August here. For you know, it will be in September, which is the maximum. That's when the top of the ladder is. The climax of hurricane season is going to be out there for, like I said, September. So, absolutely. So we'll need to look out for that. Like I said, guys, y'all, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Like I said, I'm here to answer any questions y'all might have. I want to go ahead and take a look at some of these weather models with you. Let's go ahead and hop you guys over here to this weather model here. So overall, we're going to keep an eye out there for the tropics. This is the American GFS model. This is a brand new model run that just came out. So obviously you can see that low pressure out there in the mid-Atlantic. This is Debby. Okay, so this is Debby. If you want to follow along in time, here's the time up here in the top right. This is in Eastern time, by the way. So you got time and date up here. So once again, just a little bit of a disclaimer. This is one model. This is one model run, so do not trust with 100% accuracy of what this model shows, because models ain't perfect. This is one run, one model, and so you shouldn't take any serious forecasts off of this. But anyways, so the thing is, look at that. So the latest GFS has that second tropical wave you can see right here, tracking west and eventually turning into a storm. Obviously, by the time we get to this point in time, it's way too far out. I mean, this is 200 hours out. There's a lot of time for things to change. But overall, yeah, like I was saying, the GFS shows that second tropical system forming. We looked at the ECENS ensembles, and they showed that exact same thing. And depending on where that thing ends up, we don't really know. This model also does pick up on the possibility of another tropical wave shortly following that as well, which ECENS also picked up on. So we're not watching not just one, but maybe two more systems coming through that we'll need to look out for. But the main one's going to be this. So this one here, this would be the E name, whatever the E name is this year. What is the E name? 2024. Let's see here. Hurricane season names. I forgot which one. Let me see. So that next one would be... Okay, so we had Debby. So this would be Ernesto, I think. Did I say Ernesto? Ernesto, I think it is. ERNSTO, or ERNESTO. And the next one after that would be Francine, and then Gordon, then Helene, then Isaac, Joyce, Kirk, Leslie, and so on. So the next one's going to be Ernesto. And that storm could be very well it. What's up, Rain? Hope you're doing good. Do I think the possibilities of a tornado will follow the storm into New York? So with low pressure systems, there's always that possibility where some tornadic activity could be possible. I wouldn't rule it out completely. Overall, let me blow up the model. So we're gonna take a look at the here. Let's hop y'all over to these guys here. We're going to pull up our GFS long range. We're going to look and see if that's a possibility. It depends on a lot of things like instability, wind shear. The wind shear is obviously going to be there. So by the time the low pressure does get up to these areas, we're going to have a little bit of instability out there possibly available. Not a whole lot. Our lower level winds, though, are going to be pretty strong. I think there's possibility for a couple of tornadoes to occur up in the Northeast and New England, but they're going to be weak and fairly brief, more than likely. But we'll see what the SPC has to talk about that. Obviously, you know, they'll be monitoring it. I'll keep an eye on it too, but yeah, that's an idea. It's a possibility. Let's see here. Marco says, "Hi, where is all the rain? Southport, North Carolina. Past few days, not much rain. A lot of the rain right now is up here in North Carolina, out there on the eastern side. So you said you're in Southport. Which way is Southport? I'm assuming it's probably somewhere out west, if I am mistaken. Let me look that up real quickly. Southport. Southport, North Carolina. Let's see here. Oh, okay, you're down. You're literally down here. I don't know, man. You should have seen a lot of rain out there. I mean, as you can see, there's been, a couple showers out by you. Most of the heavy stuff is out there by Elizabethtown, Boardman, Bladenboro, Atkinson, some of those areas out there. Melanie says, "Thank you for a great explanation. Much appreciated." No problem. No problem at all. Like I said, I'm glad to help out. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But yeah, no, the heaviest of the rain right now is up in southern North Carolina out there, just kind of near Wilmington, slightly north. Melanie says, "Thank you again." Let's see here. Life in the Buffalo area. We had a lot for us tornadoes recently. Yeah, we had some out there by Cleveland, actually, yesterday. We were tracking, unfortunately. Cleveland got hit pretty hard yesterday by some tornadoes. It's not related to this event here, not related to Debby at all. Oops, let me pull this back here. But yeah, no, we did have some tornadoes out there in Cleveland yesterday. We were tracking. But yeah, like I was saying, it's not a part of the storm here. Let's see. Marcus says, "Cape Fear, nothing here." Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy for you, man. Obviously, you don't want to have this. I mean, whenever the storm hit Florida, like I said, I'm in Florida. I live in Lakeland. I had a good 6 inches of rain I recorded overall, and trust me, it was not that fun. And I'm not even really in a flood-prone area, and my whole yard was just like flooded, which is pretty wild. Like I said, it's typically something we usually don't see here. But whenever you introduce so much rain, you realize that some flooding areas that don't usually flood start flooding. So just be thankful, man. Seriously. It's been pretty nasty. How much rain do I think will fall in Connecticut this Saturday from Debby? Good question, my friend. So let's go ahead and hop over to that real quickly. Latest Hurricane Center outlook here for Connecticut. We do got ourselves right around 1 to 2 inches of rain out there. So right around 1 to 2 inches for the majority of Connecticut. Oops. We'll be there. A lot of New England, especially interior New England and the dark green throughout portions of New York State. Could easily see 2 to 4 inches of rainfall overall. Out there towards coastal areas here, right around 1 to 2 overall. D Traveler says, "If you have no electricity and you have kindly relatives to ask you, stay with them, let them help you." Well, obviously, yeah, of course. Absolutely. But anyways, like I said, y'all, guys, if y'all have any questions, feel free to let me know. Once again, here's the latest storm surge. We're going to talk about this real quickly. So the good news is that the storm surge totals have gone down a bit. Earlier, they were in 2 to 4 foot. We have now got knocked down to 1 to 3 foot of storm surge. So the majority of the storm surge is over with. I'm thankful for that. I'm sure you guys are as well. But yeah, we are talking about 1 to 3 foot of storm surge all the way out there from basically the Oracoke Inlet all the way through North Carolina's coast, including Wilmington, some of those regions out there, going all the way down throughout South Carolina's coast down there towards Folly Beach. So from Folly Beach up to the Ocracoke, I'm not sure how you say that, to be honest with you. Let's see, Ocracoke, maybe, inlet all the way towards Folly Beach. That is where we are seeing, like I said, 1 to 3 foot of storm surge. Between South Santee River and South Carolina, between that and Folly Beach, 1 to 2, but majority 1 to 3 out there for the most part. Thank you for answering my question. No problem, of course. Anytime, my friend. You know, I'm glad to help out. That's the whole point of this channel, is to help you guys out and help keep you all weather aware and prepared. And, of course, anytime. Anytime. Let's see here. Debby is going to hit Columbia, Maryland. Yeah, so it will go up through Maryland, but it won't be a tropical storm at that point. By the time it goes through Maryland, it'll actually be a post-tropical cyclone. So it won't really hold the characteristics. Oh, got a new tornado warning. It really won't show. It really won't show the characteristics that that the storm had previously. So what I mean by that is that the whole structure of the low pressure system develops differently than a tropical cyclone would, because the storm is heading out of water. And as it's going up into cooler environments, which is not that much cooler, but as it's heading up to the north, it's actually going to transition from a tropical cyclone into a post-tropical cyclone, so after tropical cyclone. So it's just basically at that point, just a strong low-pressure system overall. Let's see. But yeah, so it will hit Maryland, though. Sustained winds will be right around 35 at that point in time. This will be here for basically the afternoon of Friday. Friday afternoon is whenever the center of that storm will be over you guys. Sustained of 35, gust up to 45 can be expected. Overall, we'll have to watch out for maybe some tornadoes along the eastern side of Maryland. I think it can't be ruled out given that cyclone-induced properties. Take a look back at the weather models. You can see that there is some amplified lower-level shear throughout portions of the Mid-Atlantic and New England coming up for Friday. That could support some lower-level, activity regarding some, rotation and potentially some tornadic activity. I do think that is a possibility. So we will have to watch out for that. As of right now, tomorrow's outlook from the SPC, we do have a 5% tornado risk going all the way up to central kind of northern Virginia, with a 2% going all the way up to the extreme northern Virginia area. So, but yeah, so it'll be post-tropical cyclone at that point by the time it reaches Maryland. Any predictions on Connecticut? So, Connecticut, honestly, what you're just going to be seeing more than likely is just rain. As of right now, we are talking a good 1 to 2 inches of rainfall out there towards Connecticut. Not a whole lot. Here's the table you can see on the right-hand side. Connecticut's right around 1 to 2 inches. Dark green showing 2 to 4. So more inland New England is going to have a better chance at seeing some heavier precip. And of course, we do have ourselves, like I said, 4 to 6 inches of rain out there towards North and South Carolina. Also portions out there along like Western Virginia there in general. So, anyways. Of course, with that, we have a high flash flooding risk out there. A high risk all the way from portions of eastern and South Carolina, going through southern North Carolina, all the way up there throughout central North Carolina and central, kind of southwestern Virginia, which is at least a 70% chance of flooding. Across the areas here in the red, we have at least a 40% chance of flooding all the way down there from southern portions of South Carolina, shooting all the way up there towards Vermont and northern New York. Will be a possibility. So really good flooding out there. Pretty good flooding risk overall. Let's see here. Oh, we got 2 people from Connecticut. Nice. Yeah, so you guys up in Connecticut, we're going to see, maybe around 1 to 2 inches of rain. Nothing too big. Certainly not what we're seeing down here in the South. I'll tell you that. So you guys are lucky. You guys are certainly lucky. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of folks are just ready for this storm to get out of here. It's been here for, it's been in the South for a long time. Seems like weeks, honestly. It's been there for a while. But anyways, y'all, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Like I said, we're here for you. Want to make sure you guys are weather aware. And if you guys haven't already, consider subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. That way you guys can stay on top of the weather. It would be much, much appreciated. Once again, thank you all for joining us. But yeah, so like I said, we'll have to keep an eye out there for that. We do got a new tornado warning in effect here. Let's go ahead and hop over back to that real quickly. So there's a tornado warning that is in effect for South North Carolina, just northwest of Wilmington, out there by Kelly. Oh, yep. Yep, we got some rotation out there east of Kelly. Rotation is tracking to the northwest. Yeah, tracking to the northwest here. As of right now, there is no debris signatures. So there's no indicators of a tornado right now, but make sure y'all are in your shelter out there in Kelly, North Carolina. Rares Brandon says, so is Tennessee fine? Yeah, no, Tennessee's not going to have hardly any effects, if any at all. Actually, yeah. No, Tennessee's not going to have any effects out of this system. So, should be good, man. Should be good. But yeah, so once again, everybody out there towards Kelly, North Carolina, in your all shelters. We got a tornado warning in effect. We got some rotation there just east of Kelly. You can see it's she's been trying to rotate for a little bit. Latest scan doesn't look too promising. Looks like it might have broken up a bit, which is good news. But still want y'all in your shelters out there by Kelly. I believe that's the majority of the area here. A lot of the other area, I believe, is mostly rural areas, but Kelly is not, obviously. So, yeah, Kelly, make sure y'all are in your shelter. Getting a lot of reports of flooding out there in Wilmington. Impassable roads. At least 3 foot of water on the road near Redfield Drive. Wow. Wrightsville Beach near, let's see, Marina and Short Street are flooded and impassable. Goodness. Yeah, and you can see those flash flood warnings going all the way down there throughout portions of like eastern South Carolina, going up through southern North Carolina there overall. Definitely is quite rainy out there. You know, we've been accumulating a lot of rain overall for a while. But once again, everybody, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. We're here for you. Like I said, I want to make sure you guys are weather aware and know what's going on in the storm. Obviously, you know, y'all's safety is very important. And, you know, whenever I can help out, I would definitely do that. Let's see here. Let's see, will Rhode Island see thunderstorms from Debby Friday night? So, Rhode Island, let's see, for Friday, will possibly, possibly could see some thunderstorms between Friday and Saturday. Certainly is a possibility. So yeah, I would definitely say it's a good shot. When I was looking at the models a little bit ago, which we're going to hop over to again, weather models do show a pretty strong lower level jet, which could support, you know, some storms. But yeah, also instability. We have our CAPE here, which is basically our fuel in the atmosphere. You know, convective available potential energy. This is basically the storm fuel. So if you have fuel and if you have wind shear, you can get storms. And, you know, given the fact that this storm here is obviously an automatic source of lift, yes, more than likely we will get some storms out there along coastal New England. Let's see here. Any future storms to look out for? Yes. Yeah, there's actually another storm we're watching. We'll go ahead and bring this up over here for you guys. Let me go ahead and bring this over. Oh, wrong screen. But yeah, no, good question, my friend. There's actually another storm we're paying attention to. If we go ahead and play this down in time. So there's Debby, but look over here. There's another storm getting ready to go over the windwards. Sometime next week, we'll have to keep an eye out there for it overall. Mark, dude, coming in here with a $10 super chat. What's up, man? Hope you're doing good. Let me get my camera back on. I need to wiggle my what is it? This wire here, it keeps on coming loose and it shuts off my camera throughout the... So bear with me there. But anyways, Mark, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. There we go. Okay. Got my camera. A bit of a face reveal for some of you guys. Let's see. But once again, Mark, appreciate it, dude. But yeah, hopping back over to the future systems. Yeah, we got another 1 or 2 possible storms here that could eventually kick off here. Let's go ahead and bring up our pen. Let's go ahead and pull up our pen here so I can actually draw on the screen and kind of point out some things that are probably obvious to you guys. But so yeah, this is. Oh no, I don't want that. Oh, did I break my pen? Of course it did. This pen is a bunch of garbage. It's always breaking down on me. Must be a Chevrolet. I'm gonna get a lot of hate from that. I done canceled myself. Come on, gotta get that pin back up. But yeah, but like I said, this big streak you see here, this is Debby here, which Debby is bound to be inland. No, I don't want that. There we go. All right. I don't care. There's an update available. I don't need to update something I can easily draw on my screen. Like, you're already doing your sole purpose. Why do I need to update that? Anyways, but yeah, so there's Debby going off to the northeast there. And of course, we got ourselves maybe another storm we're watching. You know, even Climate Prediction Center did pick up on the fact here that we could be seeing, you know, like I said, we could be seeing another storm coming through. Mark, did you not like that comment? Mark saying, ouch. Are you a Chevy fan, man? Dude, Mark would totally withdraw that $10 if he could. I'm sorry, Mark. What's up, Barbie? Saying hi, Andrew. Long time since I caught alive. Good to have you here. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, Mark didn't like that one bit. But yeah, so like I said, we'll keep an eye on this. Obviously, in terms of where it goes, we don't know. But we're seeing signals of another storm developing somewhere in the main MDR, we call it. Main Development Region, MDR. So we will keep an eye out there for that region. Maybe even another one after that. Who knows? By wind for Puerto Rico. So roughly, now take this with a grain of salt, but the ECENS shows most of those ensembles right on the 14th. So that's about a week away. Like I said, obviously, tuning down to where this thing's going to end up a week away is impossible. Mark says, good old GMC. Nah. No thanks. I've always been a Ford guy. Always have, always will. I'm sorry. I will say, though, Chevy does have some classics. I ain't gonna lie. Chevelle, beautiful, beautiful car. My dad had a 69 Chevelle. I love that car so much. Bel Air's, 55 Bel Air, beautiful car. I know we're getting really off topic here. But there's some Chevys. Truck-wise, I have to go Ford. Just a little bit of... I'm sorry, but I've always been a Ford guy. But yeah, so for Puerto Rico, like I said, it'll be sometime next week, roughly. What's the weather for Cameron, North Carolina? Depending on where you're at, probably rainy. Let me look. Give me 1 second while I pull this up here. Okay, yeah. So, here, let's go ahead and main that. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I need to fix something. I broke my screen, y'all. I done did it. Oh, there we go. Gonna slowly fix this real quickly. Perfect. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, so obviously it's going to be rainy. You got a lot of bands heading up there towards you. You're going to get a good amount of rain. We're talking, so out there where you're at, you're going to see probably an additional 4 to 6 inches of rain. Still a really good amount. I mean, like I said, this storm is barely even moving. She is, like, basically stationary. I mean, it's pretty much just pivoted over, like, kind of east central East Central South Carolina. So she's kind of pivoted right in here. It's only moving northwest, so like this way, around 3 miles an hour. She's like stationary, basically. Let's see here. Okay, thank you. I need to warn my family that lives there. Yeah, no problem. You're welcome. Yeah, just a lot of rain, a lot of winds. You know, nothing excessive with the winds, but I think somebody earlier was talking about it, which absolutely right. Was it... Who was it that said that? Anyways. But... oh, here we go. No, it was Joyce. Yeah, Joyce said it. So basically, when you get these, like, really rainy systems, so like I said, this storm's just stalling and just sitting there. Not really moving at all, just kind of dumping loads and loads of rain. That loosens up the ground quite significantly, which, allows for even weaker winds to knock over trees and stuff, because it, saturates the ground with rain, and the ground gets loosened up, which makes trees easier to tip over. Storm's moving fast as I can walk. Pretty much. Yeah. You could easily outrun it on foot. You could easily outrun the storm on foot if you wanted to. I mean, considering the average person walks, like, 2-3 miles an hour? This is like walking speed. This thing is walking right now. See here. But yeah, Bill, you're right. East Carolina going to have some tornadoes? Yes. Yeah. So voice, the tornado threat is, let's go and hop you over here real quickly. So this is our tornado threat. Got two colors. Got the dark green. This is tomorrow's tornado threat, by the way. So the dark green, that's a 2% chance for tornadoes. So basically a 2% chance of having a tornado within 25 miles of an area, if you're across the green. Now the brown's a 5%, so same thing, there's a higher probability. But yeah, that's tomorrow's risk. Tomorrow's tornado threat goes all the way up to northern Virginia. Tonight's tornado threat is a little 5% down there towards Wilmington, Jacksonville, Southport, up towards Myrtle Beach, barely in that 5%. And of course the 2% going up there towards like Kitty Hawk, up there towards Nags Head, some of those regions. Let's see, my daughter is in Myrtle Beach. Gotcha. Well, yeah, the storm is like making landfall near Myrtle Beach, a little bit south of Myrtle Beach. So Myrtle Beach is right here, and the storm is literally the center is right here. Myrtle Beach is going to see a good 1 to 3 foot of storm surge out there, so the water is going to be 1 to 3 foot above sea level. So obviously, yeah, there's going to be quite a bit of water. Not really significant surges, honestly, but still is an issue for places on the beach. So the water will be very high on the beach for sure. Let's see. I'm in Greenville from Texas, so I know them. But would not like one. Thanks. Yeah. I love me a good storm, but yeah, rainmakers like this, they can cause a big problem. Even if it's not a windy... That's the thing. This storm is... I mean, obviously there's some winds to it. It had some damage with the winds, of course. But the main problem with this storm is the rain and the amount of precipitation we've gotten, the amount of flooding we've gotten from the storm. This is the main problem. This has been the main issue with this guy. So, yeah, absolutely. So while she's not she's also a big storm though, too. Size-wise. I mean, this thing was massive. It's a pretty good size storm. Sometimes you can get small, compacted little hurricanes. Sometimes you can get these really big hurricanes. This was a big one. This was actually a really good size storm. I mean, this thing was literally bigger than the state of Florida at one point. It still kind of is, but there's just a lot of dry air in that core, that southern core right now. Drying things up a little bit. Let's see, Barbie says, thank you. No problem. Of course. Anytime. Anything I can help out with, feel free to let me know. Like I said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Goes for all of y'all. Like I said, I care about y'all. I want you guys to be weather aware. I want y'all to be prepared and safe, and that's the whole reason we're here. Let's see here. But absolutely. Let's see here. All right, so let's do a little update on that tornado warning there. Not that there's probably anybody even here, but still good to go over it just in case. We do got a tornado warning in effect for Kelly, North Carolina. This is in effect here for the next little bit. Oh, that rotation picked back up. Look at that. Oh, yikes. I don't see any debris signature, so there's no sign of any tornadic debris on it. Basically meaning that there's no yeah, as of now, there's no confirmation of a tornado on the ground, but there is certainly some rotation in that storm still going on. Pretty broad, it looks like, but it's definitely rotating northwest of Kelly. Glad that cone moved out of North Carolina for me. Gotcha. Yeah, no, it was kind of a tough thing trying to figure out what it was going to do once it got to this part in time. Obviously, you know, the models, as we remember when we were forecasting this previously, we had a big uncertainty. You know, there was just so much possibility. You know, some models are showing to go way out and then shooting up. Some models had it just kind of running up the coast here. Not doing that. But yeah, eventually the models were able to kind of pinpoint it down, you know, in terms of kind of something like that. I mean, yeah. Yeah, and some models were even talking about this thing becoming a hurricane, again, before making landfall. No, just didn't do it. Too much dry air. Too much dry air in the storm, you know. Like I said, that's a big problem. You know, with tropical cyclones, you need a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. Obviously, we have the warm ocean waters. That's, of course, there. But, you know, we have the warm ocean waters. We have, you know, obviously, this, you know, the lack of wind shear, the slow movement, and everything like that. So, anyways. All right, y'all. Well, I think I'm going to head off here, guys. We've been live a little over an hour here. I think we're gonna kind of call it a night. We're gonna be back here tomorrow morning. I'm gonna get back in the groove of doing videos, guys. We're gonna start doing morning videos. I'm gonna go at it, man. I know I've been saying that here and there. I want to get those videos going again. You know, even if they're not really high quality videos, if they're just quick little updates, I'm gonna start doing those. And of course, at evening times, we'll do like a live discussion with everybody. So, 2 sources of content per day. Videos in the morning for your daily commute, so you can wake up, or by the time we're at lunchtime, lunch break, you guys can watch it, and all that stuff. So, obviously, we'll try to do that tomorrow for you. All right, guys. Once again, everybody, thank you for joining. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. Barbie says, "Thank you, Andrew. Good to see you again." Yeah, you too. See here. Mindover says, "Thank you for the weather information." No problem. Very welcome. Good to see everybody here tonight. Once again, Mark, thank you for the $10, man. I appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you. If you guys want to check out our merch, we have some pretty cool merch in the description. I'm going to update it. Actually, I still haven't updated it. So if y'all want to check out our merch while it lasts, go ahead and take a look at the description. We're going to do some more merch overhaul here soon, so get that up and going. But, all right, tornado warning just got canceled there, too, so we're good. So out there in Kelly, no longer tornado warning. Alrighty, y'all. Thanks for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See you then.